It is Saturday night. Once again, this is the Overnight Mouse Party. And tonight we have Gizzard Gary. How's it going, Gizzard?
He'd rather not say.
All right. I'm doing great, Foss.
Hold
How are
on,
you?
That's my business.
I had echo going on, so hold on just a minute.
Bark, bark, bark.
Oh, good, but yeah, thanks for having me.
And gun websites. How are you doing, G-Webs?
I am doing okay. Thanks for asking. I'm ready to answer. Thanks for hosting.
Guns Barbecue. How
I am
about
not
you?
muted. I have no echo. I'm doing really wonderful. This is a great show, and I am so ready to answer, unlike Gizzard Gary was, and I'm not going to hold you up. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, the intro when I was doing those pictures, I don't know why it made Bacon Bits jacked in most of those pictures. I think I just put a pug in a loincloth.
At least he didn't just immediately start shooting monkeys like Barbecue. There wasn't one of them things where Barbecue wasn't killing monkeys.
The Planet of the Apes had it coming.
Never trust a monkey or a robot.
Where'd you come up with gnome apes?
Well, it's to bring in kind of the gnome.
I like the gnome.
It has to do with Skagit Valley Guns rebranding his channel. Yeah, his mascot is Norbert, Gnorbert, the gnome.
The trash panda murderer.
So to keep him, keep a part of him involved in the channel, since he's not able to be here in person, then there's usually some gnomish going on in the pictures. Gnomalism. Trying to normalize it.
I was going to try to do throwback, but I couldn't figure out a way to gnome a throwback.
I have decided I'm not going to do the two 1911s that I was thinking about building. It's kind of become a pain to figure out how to do what I wanted to do. So I decided not to do it. And I did order something. So we'll see how long it takes to get to the FFL, and then I got to go through go down, do the paperwork, then safely wait the 10 days, and then I can pick it up. So
I wait with bated breath.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm not going to say what it is right now, but it's something I have wanted, not specifically this gun, but this type of gun is one that I've wanted, but just never seemed to get around to getting.
Oh, snap. Is it a lever action?
So I have to wait and see. When I was poking around the internet, I saw Cabela's, and they're looking through their used guns. Cabela's had a 44 Magnum Desert Eagle for $800.
Wow.
Yeah, I got all excited and then realized it's from a different state, which then you have to call the store to work out getting it shipped to your state with Cabela's.
Yeah.
Kind of a pain. And then when I poked into it later, it was gone. That did not last very long. And I'll show you what let me call up the Discords, and I'll show what I nearly bought. I mean, I had it in the cart, was gonna order it from Buds. There, I put it in the farm. There we go. So I really, really, really wanted to buy this Standard Manufacturing 1911 case hardened.
I like that a lot.
And it was like $300-400 off.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I had it in the cart. Was gonna order it, and then the only thing that kind of held up me buying that was it's one that I know I wouldn't want to shoot because I don't want to mess up the finish. And then as I hesitated, I was talked into something else.
That's something else, but must be pretty awesome to bypass that.
Well, there was a couple other factors that came into play, but yeah, I really, really wanted this one. And as I was debating it, whether or not I thought about last week, we were just talking about this guns, safe queens, really nice looking guns that you don't want to shoot, but for guns, I want to be able to shoot them.
Yes.
That was the only hesitation I had. And that was kind of the reason I didn't buy it.
I can understand that. So just out of curiosity, where did you find that particular 1911?
That's on Buds.
Oh, I've never actually shopped on there, so I might have to go seeking that out myself.
I have a couple times, I think. might have bought both my Kimbers from
I have a serious dilemma purchasing things online when it comes to firearms, because I like my local gun shops, not just Tamarack, but pretty much all the ones around me. And with that, I want them to be successful. Obviously, I can't keep them in business single-handedly. I would love to be able to do that, but not realistic. But with that, every time that I would even dream of purchasing a firearm offline, then that's something that's in their shop that I could have purchased instead.
I do get that, and I try to support the gun shop that I support. When I did the Kimbers, I put it on layaway, which they don't offer layaway. Was if they did, then I would, and I probably would buy more, but they don't. But I do have it sent to them, and then they get the transfer fee at least.
Nice.
Which is probably close to what profit they make off of guns anyways, since gun shops don't make a high profit margin off guns. Their larger margin is off of the accessories and ammunition.
Well, they make much better profit off of used firearms, and like you said, the accessories. But anything that's brand new, the margins are extremely low.
As when even when I go in, if I don't buy anything, if I don't buy a gun, then I usually try and buy something.
Yes.
I'll buy a knife or
like. I think that's one of the things I do like about Tamarack having things like T-shirts and things now. When I go in there, I can just pick up a random T-shirt to give to somebody if I don't find anything else to purchase. But in all honesty, I haven't been in a gun shop in over a year. Money has been needed to be allocated other places. So I haven't even got to set foot in a gun shop, let alone purchase anything from them.
Well, that's kind of what happened with the with not buying that 1911 that I showed, and then buying this other gun. I could either buy, because I was going to buy that, and then either Taurus TH45 or the TH10, because I have the TH9 and the TH40, and I want the other two kind of to make the set of the full size Taurus THs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the compact ones, but I could either buy this one gun and then buy another gun, or buy the gun and I want to replace the countertop in the bathroom. And my wife's going to be going out of town here coming up. And I figured I could kind of surprise her. And instead of buying another gun, I could use some of that money to do that while she's gone. X Adam 1 said Taurus has the worst customer service that I've dealt with. Won't buy another.
When was the last time that he dealt with Taurus customer service? Because I too would agree to that. Well, until I dealt with PSA. But with that, last time I dealt with Taurus customer service was, holy cow,
It's
15, 16 years ago.
It's supposed to be better now that they moved the customer service work from Brazil to the
Yes.
US.
And that's why I was asking that, because I've heard a lot better things in the last 6-7 years.
I have 3 Tori, the TH40, TH9, and the 65, model 65.
I believe it's pronounced Taurus.
I haven't had a problem with any of them. So I don't know if I've been lucky or their quality has come up. So I do want to buy those other 2 TH series ones.
Well, as far as it goes with Taurus too, this has been said a bunch of times, but I repeat it because I really do believe it's a true thing. When you are manufacturing more firearms, probably by double the next leading manufacturer, you're going to have some things that slip through quality control. It's inevitable. But if you were to take that amount of things that do slip through over the sheer number of firearms that they're producing, it's a very small number of things that slip through. And like with any customer service, I think it matters how companies respond. Unfortunately, there was a time where Taurus was very notorious for poor responses on these things. But like you and I were saying, we've heard a lot better things in past years.
X Adam once said you can't get a part ordered. They demand you send your gun and charge 50 to 80 for doing that. That's almost half the price of their gun. But I can understand if, when you have a bad experience with the company, because that's why I won't buy another EAA Witness. I forgot the other name for the company in that. Just because I had a bad customer service experience with them, and that
Tangfolio,
thank you. Irked me rather, and so I just decided I won't deal with them ever again. But that's that's my choice. I don't deal with them. I'm not going to tell anybody else not to deal with them. But let me say hello to everybody real quick. DJ Play Nice was out there earlier. I know G-Webs had left a comment way earlier, but it's not showing up here. Like right after I scheduled the chat.
Yeah, like 4 hours or something. They wipe them or something.
M. Gabriel, Gizzard Gary, Woods, Agorizer, howdy, X Adam 1, Knitstrick, and X Adam 1, TJ Fishing and Shooting. I think that's everybody that said something so far. Oh, and pinned to the top of the chat is a link for this week's poll. If you have not voted, please head over there, give her a vote. We'll take a look at it in just a little bit, providing I don't forget. Yeah, TJ's been doing some long range shooting, like 500-600 yard shooting, which I've never done. The range I go to is only 200 yards, which is fun. but they're all serious about it too. They have a notebook for writing down notes about their shots and stuff, which I'm not patient enough to do. Even when I'm testing reloads, I know I should be taking notes and writing stuff, but I tend not to. But I'm not really reloading for precision because, again, I don't have the patience to shoot precision. Because I'll take a shot and then I start getting that I start kind of getting jumpy where it's just go. Let's go. And I have trouble just being patient and methodical while shooting. Let's go. It's taking too long. California is their AB 1263, which deals with parts shipping, where I think stuff has to they're saying it has to go through the FFLs. So there's some companies that don't want to ship now to California because they don't quite know what's going on. And they have changed their carry licenses. I forget. I think is it every 2 years now? But you have to get your fingerprints redone every 2 years also, which I think the cost of the fingerprints themselves is only like $35, but with all the fees tacked on, it bumps it up to like $160.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. No Night Strike. I am very careful when I reload. It's like I don't. He was saying so Foss is really living up to Danger Mouse part, especially with those reloads. I am methodical when I reload, though. I do one cartridge at a time. Everything is weighed. Each charge is weighed. If I have any question about that round for any reason, then I'll pull it apart and redo it. That's with the reloads. I am very careful just because if I have somebody else shoot my reloads, I want to guarantee their safety. I don't want a double charge or, a squib to happen on somebody, especially if they're, a novice shooter, just because I was not being careful. So that reloading, that's something I'm very, very careful about because I have to be, because it's not just me, potentially. And X Adam once Foss is no sniper, then no, I am not a sniper. I am more suppressing fire. And I guess California also has passed, I guess we're doing a California segment. Their digital ID, which was, I think we talked last week, Wisconsin or Minnesota. We talked about, if we did not talk about it last week, I meant to talk about it last week with the digital ID. So whatever websites the government feels is risky to children, you have to have the websites are required to verify age. And with now I forget if it was Minnesota or Wisconsin, whoever I meant to be talking about last week. They're not all they're banning VPNs, which would help you circumvent the digital ID. And with California and Washington's trying to push this too, the digital ID stuff, but I didn't hear if California was going that far. But yeah, it's another thing I don't like. Guns and Waters is out there. TJ said, I call reloading as bullet therapy. I do enjoy it. I enjoy the process. I very slow. So, I'll do 50 rounds, maybe like take me an hour, just because I'm not in a hurry. Since I'm not a competition shooter, so I don't need thousands and thousands of rounds in a short period of time. I can just kind of take my time. It's set up right next to here, so I'll throw on YouTube video or something and listen while I'm working away. Oh, G-Webs, when you used to reload, were you looking just to pump out as much as you could, or were you trying to work up the best load? Have a good night, Nice Strike.
Good. I didn't want Nice Strike to hear this. No, I started reloading when I was a little kid just to go to the range. So I never played scientist or nothing. I mean, I played around with 44 a little bit just to play around whenever I was reloading a little bit of 44 here in Arizona. But most of my reloading was just when I was a kid. And that was, if I wanted to shoot, I had to reload. I don't know if that was a cost thing or just a way to throttle me or what, but for a long time, because I would shoot a lot, it didn't cost me nothing to shoot. So that was the way to stop me from shooting so much, I guess, is to say, if you want to shoot, you got to reload it. And then I just, I never really thought too much about manipulating the load or nothing. I don't know. For whatever reason, I just never thought about variables there. I just, whatever the recipe was, I guess it was like, when you're making spaghetti, if your grandma says, your mom says, go make spaghetti, you do whatever process she told you. You don't think like, hey, I'm going to add carrots to this or some weird shit, right? Like, or I'm going to put olives in it. Like, you get it smacked in the head if you just started doing weird shit. So I think I probably just thought the same thing. Like, I was told this is the recipe for like whatever 38 or, whatever I was reloading. And I just went to that. I knew it was important to stay within the, parameters for safety and shit. But I never thought about like, oh, if I add 6 grains or something, like that'll do something. Or if I didn't buy anything. So I was a kid. So it wasn't like when I went to the store, I was like, oh, dang, they're out of ball. I have to use flake or something. So now let me change my formula. I just did whatever I was told over and over and over. And then when I was older, I just dabbled. It was just so that I only own reloading shit as an adult, so that if the world fell apart, theoretically I could continue to do stuff, which is all fantasy, but it was just prepper, theory or whatever, just to own it. And I bought all my stuff used, so I paid pennies on the dollar. I don't think I've ever bought anything reloading it new. I don't ever, like, I've always bought all my stuff old and used, and it's not current or fancy or anything.
Guns and Water was asking single stage. I have a Lee 4 turret press, but I removed the center rod, so it basically makes it a single stage, because I have to do my one thing and then I'll turn it with my hand. Yeah, that's kind of when I bought my press, was like right at the start of COVID, which was probably the worst time to buy it. But
it was expensive and everybody wanted it, or why?
Yeah, it was, you're paying a little bit more, and then all the supplies disappeared. The powder was all dried up, and
I mean, I don't pay attention to reloading that much, but just being in the community of online people talking about guns, there's been at least 3 major times when all the reloading stuff dried up. I remember one was when the 22 factories all burned down, whatever year that was, and the massive ammo shortages from that. And then maybe Y2K or something, like there was some panic and everybody bought it for prepping and you couldn't get regular dyes and stuff. And then powder, like there's been probably 5 times, 7 times even, where powder's dried up and all the reloaders come. You don't even know who reloads until powder's not available. And then you find, people start griping. You're like, oh, I didn't know you reloaded.
Carolina EDC reviews. Hola. Yeah, because I bought it and then it sat in the box for 2-3 years. And then I thought, well, I should at least set it up. So I set it up. I did a video about setting it up. And then didn't touch it again for another year. And decided, well, I should learn how to use this thing. It turns out I really enjoy it.
Like TJ saying, the therapy.
Yeah. I think it's part of it is I've always enjoyed the process of starting at point A and then getting to the end point. Going through the steps. Like when I was grade school, I don't know if you remember the workbooks and stuff that used to do way back when, grade school. I love those workbooks. I love doing the workbooks because you start at the top of one page, do all the questions till you get to the bottom of the page. That page is done. Go to the next page and then start again, step by step. Carolina ADC reviews asks, anyone see the new Scream 7 movie? It was good till the ending was disappointing. I have not. I've seen the first 2 and that's all I was ever interested in.
I didn't know there were 7 of them. I didn't know there was, like you just said, Fuss. Well, should I say that you didn't know, but I think I saw 1, 2, and 3. I didn't know there's anything after that.
Gizzard hasn't watched very many talkies.
I saw Scream 2 first and then went back and watched the first one, and then I was good. Guns and Water said he hated workbooks. I loved them. I don't know. Was there any other gun-related news?
I heard that a lobbyist for West Virginia CDL said in front of a bunch of people that he is going to try and kill the bill that West Virginia is putting out to sell full auto firearms to everyday people. Apparently he has said that he's going to kill the bill in Kentucky as well. Apparently when West Virginia CDO was asked about the bill, they don't have a stance on it. And then when they were asked about their lobbyist, they didn't really say much about him either.
I like the bill personally. I don't think it will. I think the federal government will meddle as much as they can.
Absolutely. Unfortunately.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this turns into a big legal fight, or if it's kind of like Texas, where with their suppressors, where just the story just disappeared. When Texas said that they can do silencers as long as they stay in state. They don't need the federal government's intervention or permission. And the federal government didn't like it. And I'm not sure exactly how it all played out, but that story didn't last very long. Garage Guy, it's out there.
What intrigues me with this bill is, from what I understand, you would still have to fill out a Form 4 and have that approved by the ATF.
I haven't looked into this story at all, so I didn't know that they were saying that.
Because while they're using the wording in the Hughes Amendment against the federal government, NFA is still a thing that they, apparently can't get around with that. Which when I learned that, which I just learned that today. But if that's the case, is this all just posturing? And at the end of the day, ATF just says no to everything that is post 86.
The
Supreme Court decided to hear the marijuana and gun ownership one.
Interesting.
And they decided not to go with an NRA case about free speech or something. It says that in Wyoming, a set of bills to expand carry permits. Did you talk about that one already?
I don't think so.
That only passed committee towards the floor. They're making sanctuary, or what do you call it when they create preventative or whatever that's called, preparatory or whatever, like laws that say you can't spend any Wyoming money for federal gun confiscation or red flag. I don't know what that's called when they prevent federal funding to be used, or state funding, state resources to be used for federal initiatives for gun control. But it's like a way to strengthen the resolve or whatever of the states from that kind of shit. Virginia, I just asked the robot, so I'm going through the list. Virginia sheriffs have opposed the bullshit that's coming through from the state. And then it said about West Virginia trying to restore machine gun ownership protection.
Sergeant Joe Smith is out there.
A lot of people joining us tonight.
Guns and Water said they are using the NFA as written to go around the registry.
NFA is what?
Written, as written.
Oh.
Well, you're talking about West Virginia? They're using the Hughes Amendment.
Yeah.
I guess the NFA has to exist for the Hughes Amendment to whatever modify it. But yeah, they're using that, their own legalese against them.
Yeah, they're not circumventing the NFA in any way.
They're complying with the literal wording of the law, or attempting to.
Yes.
So would you count the violence in Mexico as gun news, gun related news?
I don't know.
It's adjacent, but when you have a situation where the laws and government remove the ability of the individual to own property that allows them to be sovereign, or whatever the word is. So, we get bullied by the antis who are either unaware or manipulative, and they'll suggest that, like, oh, you're a weirdo, big fat loser for trying to suggest that you need to defend against tyranny. But in reality, when you remove guns, basically, or the ability for the individual or the community or the family or the homestead or whatever you want to say, like whatever scale, you remove that ability from people to be able to defend themselves individually or as a group. It's not just tyranny that happens, but what happens is what we see is the cartels take over neighborhoods, regions, areas, and impose essentially a type of government, at a layer between the official government and the person's day-to-day life, making it intolerable or way more than abusive. I mean, the amount of deaths and stuff that happen in Mexico are completely ignored up here by anybody who's trying to, the reason, quote unquote, reason, for the idea of getting rid of guns up here. So when you get rid of guns, you allow crime to happen. And then what happens when you try to do something about that crime as a government? Well, they went in and made an action, in this case, an action that pissed off the criminals, and they are just destroying the country. And we're going to just sit here and go, oh, it's not a good time to go vacation in Mexico, I guess. And we're not holding any of the antis to task for this. I think that this is not just, I mean, it's sad that it's happening, but it's a real life example of what happens when you remove the ability for people to defend themselves, not just against tyranny, but against this unlawfulness that seeps in when the government is so weak or useless that it allows the criminals to take over. So, we act like things can't change the way we have it now. Is, we take for granted the situation we have. And if you remove just a few pieces from our equation, we create a scenario like what we could have in, a situation like what's in Mexico could happen here. And in that case, a few shotguns can make the difference between, criminals just going nuts when they're slighted, because really that's all that happened, is they took one bad guy away from a pile of bad guys, and they just all use this as an excuse to just lay into that country. We're just ignoring the shit out of it, and it's sad. It's unjust.
I think part of the problem is, well, there's lots of problems with Mexico. There's not a lot of reporting on it because the reporters get threatened or killed by the cartels for reporting on cartel activities.
Well, but up here, there's no excuse for the blindness or the deafness to the situation.
But yeah, and I think.
But I agree with you. Like being a reporter is one of the most dangerous occupations. Being a reporter in Mexico is one of the most dangerous occupations on planet Earth.
And their government is either, well, it's probably both. I mean, there's a lot of corruption that goes on because of the billions of dollars the cartels have, and it's not always by choice, because the cartels will say you either take the silver or you take the lead. So you either take our money and do what we want, or you.
Or we'll ask the next person who takes over when we kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no easy answer, but I'm just saying, like, it's also a shame that it's a crime that we're allowing it to take place, and then we don't even use it as an example of like our position up here, like, anyway. But anyway, that's happening, and I think it's. Like I say, I think it's gun related in the fact that the reason it can't happen here, or at least it has never happened here, it's not even fathomable to happen here, is because everyone realizes, they'll take for granted the fact that like every uncle, grandpa, cousin, brother, in this case, nowadays, mom, sister, aunt is going to grab a shotgun or a pistol and say, hell no, you're not coming down my street, with your quasi government layer of fucking crime bullshit. Like, how about you, like you say, take some lead?
There have been towns in Mexico which have fought back, and
For sure.
where, they banded together and bought, in Mexico, illegal weapons just to protect themselves. And I don't know in the long run how it worked out for them. It's just, you only hear the beginning of the story. You don't
Well, the
get
problem is
the end.
the cartels, but it's kind of a vague term, but cartels can be some of the largest financial entities on the planet at this point. They're definitely, they got big coffers to no town can even resist them. So that's one of the reasons the problem is the way it is.
Well, you've got billions of dollars and a population of poor people willing to do anything to survive.
Well, I'd say unable. I think a lot of those people would gladly do something legal or illegal, but they don't have options, or they're being forced.
I see it as similar to, like the inner city youth that join gangs. It's, you're in poverty, you don't have a lot of options. And this is an option where, you have money, you're able to eat, you have some stature in the community, good or bad. Yeah, I don't have any answers, and I don't know if I even have the right view, but I don't know how you fix it. I think it is fixable, because you look at Colombia, 80s, where, there were judges being killed and courthouses being bombed by their cartels, and Colombia was able to kind of rein in there still is, a drug trade coming out of Colombia, but you don't have the whole scale violence that you did back in the 80s.
I mean, I don't know enough about the details or nothing, but one big piece is that Colombia was cocaine, and that's changed to fentanyl. And then, so it's just that region doesn't, the money isn't coming to there anymore, because their product isn't the key product anymore, or the one with all the money behind it. But then I've listened to lots and lots of interviews of SEALs who've spent tours, like whole years at a time in South America. So and I know from my time in that, like, that was a thing that we were doing back then, is sending people to South America to, all different, I mean, it's just dozens and dozens of different layers of the war on drugs, and we're preventing communism and all that. So I think that's a little bit different, only because of the time and the trends changing over time. But I know what you're saying. But I just don't think we're ever going to send the amount of CIA and special forces and stuff down to Mexico that we ever sent to Central America. It was the Cold War and stuff. Like, there was other influences.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And then I guess the other big news is the U.S. and Israel bombed Iran.
And
I was just looking at them. Huh?
Sorry, flock of seagulls pops in my head every time I hear Iran.
Oh, I seen a meme where they had Venezuela guy, and then they had guy from Mexico, and then they had Ayatollah. So like each month it's another bad guy taken out.
I don't know if this will really go anywhere, unfortunately, because Trump put out a statement saying basically saying, we bombed them. Now, please, appealing to the people, please, now's your time, do something. The biggest problem is you're not just fighting this local group of people. It's not, you're not taking over, ousting a dictator, because you're going to have insurgencies, because you're going to have the outside terrorist groups fighting to keep, the system that's in that country.
The factions.
So I think it's going to be different than just, your normal revolution where this group kicks out that group. Well, if this group kicks out that group, you've got the other groups that support what that group is doing, outside groups. And, it's going to be like Iraq and the other place that we were in for so long and then got nothing out of it.
So you try not to say the word, or you don't remember the word? I can't think of the stinking name of the country. Afghanistan. Thank you.
I didn't know if maybe that's what got barbecue kicked off. So I wasn't sure. Am I allowed to say that? Or? No. Let's say it was something else. I'll tell you in the after chat.
But anyway, yeah, I have no idea. I just see a post where somebody was saying that Iran is like 80% of Russians' gas, and they've already fucked with Venezuela, fucking with their gas. Let's say fucking with their gas. And you know what I'm saying? So I think if that's the case, then that's an aspect of it, is let's knock out Russia by taking out their gas and at the same time get rid of this guy. I could see the logic there, or the 4G chess, or whatever you want to say, of we don't, like exactly what you said. We don't know what the consequences of this will be in the actual country of Iran, because who could know? I mean, it's too much chaos, it's too many factors. But, if the results of this chaos or this whatever action are that Russia no longer gets gas and they have to start changing their philosophy up because they don't have gas no more, then let's roll the dice and see what happens in Iran, because honestly, who cares about Iran anymore? What is Iran going to do? Their influence was Iraq and Afghanistan. Everybody else hates them. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing my 20 cents worth of freaking international knowledge, and all of mine is based off of watching other people talk about shit, so I don't know nothing. But I'm just saying, I think I could see that being an angle of it, of it's a gamble no matter what. But if this roll of the dice means Russia can't play no more, then let's roll the dice and see what happens. I could be totally wrong.
I think Iran attacked a couple U.S. bases. I'm guessing overseas. I only saw a couple headlines. I didn't read the stories, but
well, whatever instigates it is always going to be debatable. Backdoor generals or whatever, what do they say? Like armchair generals are always going to come up, just like Vietnam, oh, here's the reason Vietnam started and blah, blah, blah. Like everybody's got their 2 cents on, but in reality is anytime there's slights every day against the United States, we decide when we're going to fight back.
That was their response to us bombing them. Is they attacked a couple of bases.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like the retaliation was they tried to attack some bases. Oh, well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe that's just reflex. Maybe they didn't even have a chance to deny those orders from going out or something. Because I don't even know the details. Did we kill that guy?
I believe so. I believe that Iran has come out and said that.
So then they don't have a leader. So then it could be just generals getting pissed and doing their own thing, kind of rogue or whatever.
I heard we killed a lot of their top bad guys.
Okay, so then that could just totally be lasting out that are like a lieutenant and general level, and who knows, it's not coordinated in other ways.
Well, the other thing that I heard is that, which obviously, how much is true, how much isn't, but a lot of their military and police that were part of the regime are trying to say, hey, we don't want to fight, give us, whatever the heck word that I'm trying to think of and I can't think of right this second.
Immunity?
Immunity is a good word, I think. I think I feel like it was in Trump's speech where he had mentioned that, and he said like, so yeah, like if you guys want your out, this is the time.
Like no hard feelings, get the hell out, and we won't kill you on the way out.
Like if you're not going to put up the fight, great.
Sergeant Joe Smith said 40 top guys.
That's what I had heard.
And I think they've launched some missiles into Iran launched missiles into Israel. I saw a video of one that was intercepted, but then all the casing of the missile fell in. I forget what city.
I believe there's some damage in Tel Aviv.
From like not shooting the missile until it was so close that the stuff that fell out of the sky still did damage. That's pretty messed up. You'd think that they would be able to, because they're using our shit, they'd think they'd be able to knock shit down well before it got anywhere close to them.
And supposedly one of their missiles went into Bahrain and hit one of our naval bases there.
The other thing, though, too, is like we're not giving Israel our best stuff.
I don't know. That's a good point, but I don't know.
There's too much risk.
Our best stuff is, I hear you, but I just think that what we're giving them is still probably 10x whatever Russia's given Iran.
Oh,
definitely.
Yes.
Of course, I don't know shit. I'm just going off of what I feel like based off of watching enough movies and feeling like, American Eagle's so good or whatever.
And say, look, I mean, if you just think about it, like we're not going to give them, our top tier stuff simply because, like, if they screw around and get shot down, and if we're giving them equal stuff, well, now somebody has access to
our good shit,
reverse engineer,
or just somebody goes, "We'll give you $400 for that," and they go, "Sure, here,"
yeah,
because they're out in the desert and they want $400 more than our missile,
Yeah, like I mean, think like if one of those Israeli planes had got shot down over Iran, guarantee China and Russia would be right there. Like, yep, we want that. What do you want us to do? We want that technology.
Well, they probably wouldn't even ask. They would just take it. But the thing is, China takes it from the drawing board. They don't wait to reverse engineer shit. They might use it just to verify shit. You know what I mean? Like engineering processes or manufacturing processes or something. But I'm sure they already have the blueprints to whatever the hell thing got shot down.
Oh, going back a little bit, Guns and Water was all they have to do is talking about the machine guns, West Virginia. All they have to do is defund state stores. The hidden trap is state gun shops put regular gun shops out of business and halt all the sales. All they would have to do is defund state stores. I wouldn't think. I don't know. I haven't heard the details on how they plan to implement it, but I would have thought they would have just sold them through the local gun shops. The machine guns.
I don't, if he's talking about the machine gun specifically, the thing that summary we looked at, or that the robots gave me the other day, was said that they would go through the state, whatever.
The state police,
department from the state police or whatever. But
yes,
it could be like the CMP, where that department deals with them, and then the possession gets taken care of by sending it to a gun shop and filling out a 4473 to kind of offset. Why rebuild the wheel? Plus, we don't need to build all this. The gun shop, you know what I mean? Like it would facilitate the end user who wouldn't have to come to the state police. They could go to their gun shop. So anyway, I guess I could see it being built.
But then if they're going to their gun shop, it's not.
Yeah, but if it's being provided by the state, that might provide the piece that they needed to fulfill a legal obligation, just like the CMP gets the guns from the government, and then to give it to you, it goes to a gun shop and you pick it up.
But at that point, the state's not doing the transfer.
Yeah, I just said, like the CMP, they do the transfer to the gun shop, and then the gun shop gives it to you. But they have
But
done.
my point is, at that point, the state, which that's part of the workaround here, or working within the
work on it's the compliance. But I'm
yes, and that's why I was correcting what I was saying.
I hear you, but I'm just saying.
But
yeah,
so
but
again, once they give it to the gun shop,
it doesn't negligate nothing.
Sure, it does.
Still going to you. No, it's still going to you.
Yes, but the difference is the state selling it or a private shop.
The shop isn't selling it. The shop is facilitating the transfer, period.
Yes, the transfer. It still has to be transferred from the state to
the individual via the shop. The same way as, like, is it the mailman who's giving it to you, or is it the state who sent it to you? Like, that's all I'm saying.
Can private citizens transfer post-86 machine guns between each other?
Yes. After the state gives them to them. That's the whole point. And it's $275 once the end user wants to transfer it to another end user. And the state's not a part of that. That's why I'm saying this.
Go read the Hughes Amendment.
What? I'm not going to read videos about nothing. I'm going to read my robot shit. I don't believe anybody's video summary.
Read the Hughes Amendment, I said. I didn't say...
Oh, okay. I thought you said read videos about it.
No, read the Hughes Amendment.
Hold on. You call that wait, you call that a cup of tea? This is a cup of tea.
Right?
Okay.
Have a good night. Or good day for you.
Yeah, it's good evening or morning.
Good day, mate.
It's tea time for him.
Gonna go wrestle some Crocs.
Yeah, can you imagine what tea time or what getting a cup of tea involves in Australia? At least 3 guns and a machete.
Do they do tea in Australia, or is that just
sounds like my morning workout?
Oh yeah, because they were invented by
a Commonwealth country.
Yeah, they have to do.
Well, I know, but they were a penal colony originally, so
yeah, but criminals from England.
Yeah, they weren't known for being the most civilized people.
They just stole their tea.
Oh, kind of like we did, or we threw it overboard.
But with the West Virginia situation, the way the federal government can come in and mess up is by threatening to withhold funding for other things if they do that, which the federal government likes to do. We don't like this thing. We're not going to give you the massive amounts of money you get from us. That's right. All the states get lots of money for different projects.
Yeah, but that would take a person in office who has that agenda and then follows through on it. So there's 2 ifs there.
Well, yes, and I'm
just saying it's not inevitable just because there's a potential problem.
It is a possibility, and it is a tactic that the federal government has used in the past.
Yes. And one of the things, I mean, when you're just talking about federal funding, when you look at West Virginia per capita is one of the largest welfare states.
Are you saying that specifically because of Rich White?
No, he's a rich white. You're going to say he's not collecting any of that. I'm going to say he's too rich.
Let's take a look at this week's poll, because I just remembered to do that. Share screen. There's the poll. And let me both refresh it. You refresh it, and then come on, there we go. I'll get this first, so that's all ready. So, are you the person you want to be? Yes, I am focused. Not yet, but I'm working on it. No, I don't know how to get there. Or I am the Eggman. I am the Walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And 49% said not yet, but I'm working on it. 23% are the Eggman. 15% said no, I don't know how to get there. And 12% said yes, I am focused. Going down to the comments. Boomstick said, not yet, but I'm planning on conquering the world just as soon as I can find an island with an active volcano with a hidden base inside within my price range. I am me said, well, since I am me and not someone else, I guess I must be. The goddamn bacon. I celebrate my 14th birthday this Friday, in fact. I will never give up who I've chosen to be. New York Outcast, a deep question. I choose B. Always to improve. We're given a new chance every day. Woods said masters in special education and 18 years teaching kids with behavioral disorders. Teaching is something you are not something you do. Help lots of kids in that time. DJ Play Nice said, man, I've been a naughty boy. I let my face grow long. That's more lyrics from the song. Joshua Tong. It's really hard when you experience trauma at a young age. It makes me wonder if I'm the person I would have been. That's true. But now you can choose to be who you want to be. And Guns Barbecue said, I'm Batman.
Batman.
So thank you to everybody that voted in the poll. Guns and Water said, I was Eggman. I never think about shit like that. Ooh. I don't know. I'm happy with who I am and where I am, and the older I get, the less I care about being something different.
Well, when you're young, you've got like this like big, you're like sitting at the center of a big thing going out in all directions. And as you pick a direction and go, you got, realistically, you understand that there's, a path that you've got, and it's, you don't know the length of it, but you know that it's got a length and you've picked a direction. So unless you're just going to go from a central spot and meander and wander or go in some kind of spiral, most people go in a direction and, might not take a straight line or something, but, go in a direction. And anyway, I guess what I'm saying is once you've gone for a certain amount of time, I don't know what it is, 40, 30, 20, probably depends on the person. Like say if you've had like experiences or something, that probably speeds things up or slows things down for people. But you know what I mean? Once you get to a point, you're like, well, I can't start over and I'm having a pretty good time here or whatever, you know what I mean? Or the other way, I guess that midlife crisis shit where you're like, shit, I've only got so much time, so I better restart and, get the thing done I need to do. But you know what I mean? Like at some point as a thing that has a consciousness and understands how shit works, we're going to get to a point where we're like, this is all I got. I got to go down. I'll have like 4 options left or 3 options left or something. And you either make peace with that or you freak out, I guess. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should we do a giveaway? Give away the Camelback insulated mug cup thing from Alien Gear.
Oh,
And then I think if I can find them, I can't guarantee I know where I put them. Somewhere in here, there should be some more of the banger bottle hanging targets. I'll throw in one of those too. That's provided I can find what I did with them. They should be sitting right here somewhere. There's no guarantee I'll find it. Stickers and patches, as always. And if I can't find the banger bottle, I will throw in something else. Vanessa Kitty is out there. Let me call up the giveaway tool. What should we use for a hashtag?
bang.
Bang.
Yeah, like the banger bottle.
Bangs. She bangs. She bangs. All right. Go with hash. Hashtag bang. Here. Hashtag bang. There we go. All right, there's one entry, so Sergeant Joe Smith is going to be the winner if nobody else enters. And we'll give it a little bit so we can get some more entries in there. Mr. Bob is out there. Mr. Bob Dabalina.
I don't drink liquids. They rust my innards.
How's your new cop car?
Getting better every day. I got my spotlight put in, and then I got the deal that I already had a tablet, a rugged tablet that came out of a Tucson cop car, and I got the deal that attaches the tablet to my console and like plugs it in and attaches the antennas and everything. So now I got a tablet in there with a keyboard and everything. So stoked.
Are you going to grow a mustache now?
I think I technically already have a mustache.
Oh. Are you going to shave to just a mustache?
No.
Are you anti-mustache?
Drive around with aviator glasses or Oakleys?
But like, you know, it's just sort of I'm obviously don't have a problem owning a cop car. I like owning them, but I wasn't really shopping for one. So I wasn't shopping for a what is it? It's a Tahoe. And I never even driven in a Tahoe before. But it turns out I really like that size of vehicle. It's a lowered Tahoe, I guess. It's dropped a little bit from a standard truck. So it doesn't ride as high as a standard one. But, you know, it's like the van was a little tall. I didn't really care. You know, jumping up into the van isn't a problem. But stepping down into a car, I just don't like it. And this thing is just the perfect ride height or whatever you'd call that. I don't know what to call it. But you just sort of step over and you're sitting in it, and you step out of it and you're standing up. It's awesome. And it's not anywhere near as long as the van, so I can drive it around. I feel like I'm driving in a little sports car or something. And I go from having a cargo van where all I can see is out the front to being able to see everywhere because it's got glass everywhere. So I can feel like I can back up and do all kinds of stunts and stuff.
Vanessa Kitty wants to know what kind of mustache you're going to have.
I don't know, just regular hair.
A Tom Selleck style mustache?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't have a thing as much as I just don't like shaving my face, like my, what do you call it, like your mouth or whatever. So I just stopped shaving that part. I shave the easy parts.
Well,
People act like goatees are a thing. It's just that it's the hardest part to shave. So if you just don't shave the part right around your mouth, it's way faster and easier. So that's, I think, why 90% of people have goatees.
I had a goatee for a while, and then where I was working, they said you can't. They changed their rules. They were bought out by another company, and that company changed the rule where you couldn't have beards. The goatee has a part beard, so I shaved just the beard part. I had kind of a Fu Manchu mustache for a while, just because I could. Technically, I could. And
Nice.
then I went clean shaven for many years, and I decided I had never had a beard, so I wanted to grow a beard just for a year, just to experience having a beard. And that was like 20 years ago. And I prefer having a beard than shaving.
I just can't handle having it. It just drives me insane. So I have to shave my neck or whatever, face, I guess.
I do keep it kind of groomed. You know, I trim it every now and again, and then I don't want a neck beard, so I'll trim that part. My wife likes how it looks. She doesn't like how it feels. So we'll give it just a couple more moments for the giveaway. Hashtag bang. There's 7 entries. So
when you send out a cup like that, do you fill it with like water and ice, or just water because you figure the ice is going to melt?
Well,
when you ship, I mean,
you fill it with water and freeze it.
Oh, okay. And then send it.
Yeah.
The last time I got one from Foss, it was filled with vodka, but he said I had to get my own orange juice. Apparently, sending orange juice on dry ice was too much.
Oh, so I'm going to bring up the tools. All right. So the winner is Vanessa Kitty.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I don't know if I have your address or not. Vanessa, send it to untacticalfoss@gmail.com. The email that's in the scroll. Oh, yeah. Down at the bottom of the screen, there's a banner with an email address, untacticalfoss@gmail.com. You can send in comments, suggestions, or pictures, and Vanessa Kitty can send me her address. And then a link for the Discord server, place to hang out, chit chat, share pictures and memes and stuff like that. You can get a hold of me there, and pretty much anybody else that comes on the chat, you can get a hold of them through the Discord. Oh, so do we want to do a bracket?
Of course.
Let me get the bracket up. Well, actually, we'll show. I need to bring up the pictures or the bracket. Winner. So this bracket is comedies that involve the military.
I got to be back in like a couple of minutes. I got to let the dogs out.
Okay. We've got 1941, the John Belushi World War II comedy. Biloxi Blues, Matthew Broderick going through basic training. Down Periscope, Kelsey Grammer. Rob Schneider. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, Peter Sellers. Francis, the Talking Mule, but the title is just Francis. Kelly's Heroes. Major Pain. MASH. Mr. Roberts. Operation Petticoat. Private Benjamin. Stripes. The Tea House of the August Moon, which is probably my favorite movie. And if you just have to get over Marlon Brando playing a Japanese guy.
Interesting.
I mean, he's respectful to the character. It's a slight caricature. The Mouse That Roared, that's Peter Sellers. It's a small European country that's poor, so they decide to start a war with the U.S. that they can lose, and then the U.S. will rebuild their country like they did with all the countries in World War II. But when they come to the U.S. to invade, nobody realizes that they kind of start taking over places because nobody realizes what's going on. So they actually start kind of winning. The General, it's a Buster Keaton movie. Amazing timing by Buster Keaton. I prefer Buster Keaton over Chaplin. And Top Secret, Val Kilmer. Same people that made Airplane made Top Secret. Are there any questions on any of the movies? No?
I don't think so.
I got your email, Vanessa. Thank you. And I'll try and get that sent out Monday or Tuesday. Oh, I need to bring up the bracket. I had debated whether to do 16 or 32, but I didn't think enough people would have seen enough of the movies to do 32. So we'll just, I guess we'll start, and then when G-Webs gets back, then he can start participating. So let me shuffle these teams.
All right.
Shuffle. All right. And no, Sergeant Joe Smith was asking Canadian bacon. I wouldn't really consider that military.
Oh, now I want bacon.
Vanessa Kitty said the Clint Eastwood where he gets the town to paint it. Is that High Plains Drifter?
I believe so.
Again, not really the military. So we've got Major Payne, that's Damon Wayans, against the General, Buster Keaton. Gizzard.
Haven't seen either one, but I would have to think if I were to watch them both, I'd probably enjoy Major Payne more.
It's a kid's movie, but I think it's funny. I still enjoy it. Barbecue.
I am sorry, Mr. Deaf Man. I'm going to vote for Major Payne.
When he shoots into the closet to kill the monster. It is in his closet.
Yep. Oh, that's such a. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Major Payne. The General is a really good movie. It's he's fighting on the Confederate side is the one problem with the movie, but the physical comedy in the movie is very well done. So now we've got Dr. Strangelove against Down Periscope. Gizzard.
I'm trying to think. I don't think. I know I haven't seen Doctor Strangelove. I'm not sure about Down Periscope. I've
I'm
always
surprised.
heard Doctor Strangelove is insanely funny, but you kind of got to understand a lot of the humor that's going on there. But it sounds like the kind of movie I'd like, so I'm going to go with Doctor Strangelove here.
I'm actually a little surprised that's one you have not seen. I would have thought you would have seen it.
Yeah, I should have, but I have not, believe it or not.
Barbecue.
I can't remember if I've seen Doctor Strangelove. It sounds very familiar. I feel like I may have at some point, but I've got to go with Down Periscope on this one.
Down Periscope. Mr. Bob said Doctor Strangelove.
I've just seen a clip from it where there's some guy riding on a bomb.
Yeah, that's the end of the movie. I can't think of his name.
Is it Peter Ustinov?
Comedian. Slim Pickens. That's Slim Pickens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the bomber pilot. The bomb kind of jams, so he jumps on and rides it down. Oh, I guess I'm gonna go Dr. Strangelove. I did like Down Periscope, but I think in total, Dr. Strangelove was better. Yeah, Mr. Bob said Slim Pickens. He was a Western actor. So now Stripe. Ooh, Stripe against MASH.
You don't get to vote no more?
Oh, you're back? Well, I was waiting. It's kind of like bowling. You miss the frames when you're not there. So G-Webs, Stripes or MASH?
Stripes. MASH
Stripes.
Sucks. Well, the movie MASH was good, I guess. We're talking the movies?
Yeah, we're talking movies.
Still Stripes.
Stripes. Gizzard.
I've seen both these. Enjoyed both of them immensely. But MASH is kind of a dark comedy. You kind of have to wait for the humor every once in a while in between the commentary. Stripes is just more slapstick on and on. It's more entertaining from just get a belly laugh out of it. So I'm going to go with Stripes.
Stripes. Barbecue.
I'm gonna go with MASH.
MASH. Well, this is gonna go to the chat because I'm gonna go MASH. I like both of them. The one problem I have with Stripes is the same problem I have with all the directors' films. Is it's like two movies. Well, I guess MASH is almost has that same problem, but the first half of the movie and the second half of the movie is almost like different movies.
Like the training, and then they go do the operation.
Like Animal House.
Full Metal Jacket is like that.
Yeah, but I do like them both. Let me get it. There we go. Let me get the poll going there so the chat can vote here. Choose. What kind of training? Army training, sir. So the poll is up. MASH or Stripes?
All that goofy drill that they do in there. It's sort of like parade drill or whatever, like what bands do in parades and like sports or whatever. Stripes is like came out and everybody, well, I don't know at the time, but when I was a kid, we saw that and then we started to emulate all that playing around and stuff.
Oh, it's neck and neck. It's 50-50 right now.
Ooh.
There's only 4 votes, though. So we need a couple more votes. MASH is pulled ahead. We'll give it just a couple more moments.
I really like the MASH movie, but then the TV show ruined it by being all.
They're 2 different things, as far as I'm concerned.
They are, but I mean, it tainted the. That's why I went with Stripes.
Sergeant Joe Smith said Stripe. Guns and Water said MASH. Vanessa Kitty said MASH. We binge watched that in my first job tech school in the Air Force.
At least with the movie, you didn't have to endure Alan Alda.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it had like a beginning and an end. The TV show just went on and on and on and on. Like, how long is this 2-year war?
Longer than the war actually lasted. Yeah.
Guns and Water said MASH theme song words. I think people who didn't see the movie only saw the TV show probably didn't know what the theme song was actually about from the movie.
Yeah, you understand it if you watch the movie.
So we'll go ahead and end the poll. Oh, no, it's 50-50 again. So we need one more vote.
The Black
Pill. One more vote.
You can do it, folks. Your vote matters.
It does. So we'll give it just a little bit more because I just need that one more vote. Just one more. You got any more of those votes? Mr. Bob said the series ran 11 years. I think the war was 3. One more vote. Somebody, anybody. Even if the panel goes over and votes. I just need one more vote.
I already voted.
Somebody help me.
This is what happens when you send out an even amount of invites to a show like this.
I know. One vote, just one vote. Next vote will take it. Your vote, whoever votes next, will be the deciding vote.
We need the gnome guy here.
Leave it up, and then we'll just keep going to the next one, and then you'll get a vote eventually.
We had 2 votes.
Have 2 votes. Nice.
And it tied. I'm not sure how to break the tie if we don't do
Which one's older?
MASH.
That'd be MASH.
MASH.
And it's about the Vietnam or Korea, not Vietnam. Well, Cold War, really. It's not even about Vietnam.
So should we go with the older movie?
MASH is a bigger movie, too. I think MASH is a more significant movie, and most people would probably say MASH is a bigger movie.
So we'll go ahead and give it to, well, in the poll, it ended 50-50. But
when this happens, you should just randomly call some number with your phone and just ask the person, MASH or Stripes?
MASH.
Thank you for calling Skagit Valley Guns. We choose option 1. We are now going to remain sleeping.
Like an old crank call.
So
MASH actually won an
1941.
Oscar.
1941 against Biloxi Blues. Gee whiz.
Sorry, I was reading the things. Biloxi Blues and what?
1941.
Ugh. I don't really like either one of these, so 1941, I guess.
1941. Gizzard.
Vote for the one I've seen, 1941.
1941.
Did you like it though?
Kind of, sort of.
I want to go watch it.
Hollywood.
It didn't thrill me.
Hollywood.
I like the concept of the movie and I like who made the movie, but I haven't seen it in so long, and I tried to go watch it and I couldn't find it. I have to go try to find it.
I remember watching it at the theater. I kind of lost interest in it after a while.
Barbecue.
Biloxi Blues.
Biloxi Blues. Wood said 1941.
Is Biloxi Blues about the Marines?
I actually don't remember what branch they were supposed to be in.
I think it was like people from New Jersey or something during World War II. Oh, there's like 3 movies. I'm mixing them all up. I didn't know it was part of a trilogy of movies. Oh, Biloxi, Mississippi. So recruits go through boot camp in World War II in Biloxi, Mississippi. So it wouldn't be the Marines. They only do boot camp in 2 places.
Well, I'm going to go. It's going to have to go to the chat again. I'm going to go Biloxi. I think overall Biloxi Blues is a better comedy. So let me get the poll back up. Oops. And there we go. So choose 1941, and I'll just put Biloxi or Biloxi. So the poll is up. Vote now, vote often.
So I'm reading the thing about Biloxi Blues on Wikipedia, and it's part of a 3-movie thing where a guy goes into the army and then during World War II or whatever wants to become a writer, and then the other movies, Brighton Beach Memoirs and Broadway Bound, are also part of that like longer story of a guy going to war, I guess, or whatever, and then becoming a writer. I didn't know that. I think I might.
I didn't either.
One of those movies.
Yeah, I've out of those 3, Biloxi Blues is the only one I've seen.
I think I might have seen Brighton Beach Memoirs just because it was on HBO back in the day, and I didn't know what it was. And I watched it, and it was like, oh, okay, boring drama or something.
It was hot. Africa hot. So 1941 is leading, but there's only 3 votes. We'll give it just a little bit in case anybody else hopefully will vote. I want to hear your opinion out there in the chat. Oh, I guess I can. We don't need that. There we go. So it's tied 50-50. I need one more vote. Next vote will take it. One more vote. There we go. 1940.
Did it really happen again? Did it really tie up?
It did for a second, but 1941 is going to take it. Just as I went to click on it, it switched to 50-50, but then switched again. So, oops, wrong one. There we go. So now we've got The Mouse That Roared against Francis. G-Webs.
What is The Mouse That Roared?
It's Peter Sellers. It's a small European country that's poor, so they decide to start a war with the U.S. so they can lose the war and have the U.S. rebuild their country. But
logic.
When they come to the U.S., that's like they come dressed in chainmail and start taking over places because nobody really realizes that's what they're doing. So they actually start winning.
It's interesting. I'll probably go watch it. And then what's the other one?
Francis is a talking mule, World War II.
I'm sure I've seen that, and it was probably like Mr. Ed or something. So I'm going to go with The Mouse That Roared because it sounds more interesting.
Gizzard.
Well, let's see. If I got to choose between a movie about a mouse and a movie about a mule, nothing personal, but I'm gonna go with the mule here. So.
I was gonna say, know your audience.
Well, too bad. Gary had to leave us.
This will be Gizzard's last show.
Barbecue.
We'll go with the mouse.
The mouse. I will go with the mouse. It is, I think, a better comedy. Although when I thought up the category, Francis the Talking Mule was the first movie I thought of. I saw it when I was a little kid. So Mr. Roberts versus Top Secret. G-Webs.
Which one's Mr. Rogers? Mr. Roberts?
That's God, who the heck was that?
1965?
Yeah, it was a stage play first.
Not Navy.
And then they made it into a movie. Henry Fonda and Jack Lemmon.
And what's the other one?
55.
The other one is Top Secret. That's the Val Kilmer comedy.
Ugh. No, it isn't. It's what's his face. I can't vote
No,
for that guy.
It's not. It's the people that made Airplane. It's Zucker and Abrams.
Oh, then I'm definitely voting that one. I thought it was what's his name, Mel Brooks. So Top Secret, even though I don't like it, because I'm not going to vote Navy. Sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm not voting Navy. I don't even think there's anybody Navy here for me to have to say sorry to.
I was a Navy brat.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to apologize to kids.
Well, I was both an Army brat and a Navy brat. My dad was Army, served in Vietnam as artillery. Then my stepdad was Navy, served in Vietnam on aircraft carrier. Gizzard.
Mr. Roberts.
Mr. Roberts. Barbecue.
I'm going to make my vote a secret.
Top Secret. This is going to have to go to the chat again. I'm going Mr. Roberts. I really do like that movie. It's a really good movie. I like Top Secret too. It's, slapstick comedy, but I have to put Mr. Roberts ahead of it. So let me get a poll going. So choose Roberts or Top Secret. Yeah, there was a sequel to Mr. Roberts called Ensign Pulver. That was Jack Lemmon's character was Ensign Pulver. And That one has Burl Ives in it as the captain. So the poll is up. Please vote.
Vote early and vote often, folks.
Wood said Top Secret. Vanessa Kitty said the cow scene. Top Secret. Mr. Bob said James Cagney was captain of Mr. Roberts. He did a very good job as the captain.
What I do like about any of them old movies is they were using, battleships and all this stuff. So they're super cool movies because they have all the stuff from World War II.
Yeah. Mr. Roberts is, he's an officer serving on a supply ship, but he wants to see action. And so he writes to try and get transferred, but he's a really good supply officer, and the captain is a jerk and won't let him go. And Mr. Roberts is the only thing kind of protecting the sailors from the captain. And he finally does get his transfer. The guys think that.
Thanks for ruining the movie for us.
But sorry, spoiler alert.
That's called the spoiler, by the way.
Jeez. Guess I don't have to watch it now.
So he gets transferred, and the men are upset with him because they think he turned their back on the crew, not realizing all the stuff he had to go through to protect them from the captain, which they come to realize later. And he gets his transfer and dies.
Oh my
the
God,
destroyer
it's a comedy.
Yeah. You don't see him die, but at the end of the movie, they get a letter saying they get two letters, one from Mr. Roberts talking about his new ship, the destroyer he's serving on, but it gets hit by a kamikaze plane. And then there's a second letter that comes saying that about the attack and that he had died. But it's a really good movie. It is a really good movie. So we'll go ahead and end the poll, and Top Secret is going to move on. Oops. But very good acting in that movie.
I guess I was going to say too, like not only did they have all the stuff from World War II, but a lot of those actors were in World War II, so they knew, how to actually do the stuff and not look real and all that.
So now we've got Private Benjamin against Kelly's Heroes. G-Webs.
Kelly's Heroes all day.
Kelly's Heroes. Gizzard.
Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's Heroes. Barbecue. Oops.
Kelly's Heroes.
I'm going to vote Kelly's Heroes too.
Was that the first sweep of the bracket?
No, the Major Payne won, but that was before G-Webs got back.
Yeah, I would have not voted for Major Payne. I would have definitely not voted for that one.
Wood said Kelly's Heroes. Mr. Bob said Festus from Gunsmoke was in Mr. Roberts too. So now the Tea House of the August Moon against Operation Petticoat. Tea House of the August Moon was Glenn Ford. Harry Morgan's in it. What's his face? Albert from Green Acres. Paul Ford. I'm thinking there's at least one other name. Marlon Brando. Like I said, it's probably my favorite movie. It's post-war Japan. Glenn Ford is sent to help organize one of the villages, but he's kind of a screw up. It's a good movie, I think. Eddie Albert, thank you.
And what's the other one?
Operation Petticoat.
I'll go with the Tea House.
Tea House. Operation Petticoat was. There we go. Cary Grant and Tony Curtis. It's a submarine painted pink because that's the color they had. Then they bring some nurses on board. They save some nurses and comedy ensues. Gizzard.
That sounds like a lot more fun to me. Let's go with Operation Petticoat.
All these Navy comedies are trying to make the Navy seem fun when in reality you're just sitting there in the ocean all the time waiting for a fish to eat you.
Barbecue.
Tea Party.
Tea House. Wood said Cary Grant always. I'm going to vote Tea House. Like I said, it is probably my favorite movie. So it's going to move on. Now we've got Major Payne against Dr. Strangelove. G-Webs.
Strangelove.
Strangelove. Amish Bob said Operation Petticoat. Gizzard.
I'm going to go with Dr. Strangelove on this one. I don't know how that one ends yet, so I may watch that.
Dr. Strangelove. Barbecue.
I kind of know how it ends.
I have a German Shepherd that I kind of want to shave because of Major Payne. I'm going to go with Major Payne.
Major Payne. Oh. I guess I'm going to have to go Dr. Strangelove because I think it's definitely the better written comedy. I do like both of them. I like all of these movies. It's my list. I do what I want.
You just hate deaf people.
Yeah. So now we've got MASH against 1941. Oh, Mr. Bob said Dr. Strangelove. Wood said Dr. Strangelove. G-Webs, MASH or 1941?
1941 is about like the idea that the Japanese were going to come over in boats, so they were going to fortify the West Coast. And I think they put like our what do they call that? Like, giant artillery piece or something right in the middle of Hollywood or something. And they made like a comedy about like that kind of thing. So I'm going to go with that one because I don't like MASH. Well, it's because I don't like MASH, the TV show. So I'm going to take it out of the movie.
Gizzard.
I'm going with MASH here.
MASH. Barbecue.
MASH.
Mr. Bob said Slim Pickens got his name when he signed up for a rodeo and said he couldn't use his real name. He was told to sign up as Slim Pickens because that's what his earnings would be. I'm going to go MASH. I saw an interview with a Korean war doctor who worked at a MASH unit. He said pretty much that's kind of what it was like because the doctors got away with a lot because they were so needed. They knew the military, the army was going to be lenient with them. So that, they did get away with more than the regular soldiers. So now we've got The Mouse That Roared against Top Secret. G-Webs.
Sorry, I'm eating. Mouse.
Mouse That Roared.
I know the way the game is played.
I guess I'm obligated to vote for the mouse here also due
Now
to
you get it.
sponsorship considerations.
Me and Barbecue had to kick him a bunch of times underneath the table this time.
So Gizzard will be back with us next week. Barbecue.
Top secret.
Top secret. We got to go the mouse that roared. So now Kelly's hero, Tea House of the August Moon. G-Webs.
What's Kelly's Heroes about?
They're going to go steal some gold from a town behind enemy lines.
That's right. Yeah, it's Telly Savalas and shit. It's okay,
Yeah,
but I'm going
Clint
to go with that
Eastwood.
Tea House one. Sounds more interesting.
Yeah, as Mr. Bob had said, the mouse that roared. Gizzard.
Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's Heroes. Barbecue.
Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's Heroes. So this is going out to the chat once again. We get a poll going. I voted Tea House. Start a poll. Choose. So I'll just put Kelly and Tea House. And the poll is up. Please vote. And we've got 2 votes. So there we go. We got 3 votes, and Kelly's is leading. Give it just a little bit longer. I want to make sure anybody who wants to participate in the vote can vote, given our time constraint. Yeah, in Tea House, Eddie Albert is set. He's a psychologist, a psychiatrist, set to evaluate Glenn Ford because the colonel, Paul Ford, thinks that Glenn Ford has gone crazy. He's gone native, which he kind of had. But when he goes to analyze him, Glenn Ford kind of brings him in to where Eddie Albert starts supporting what he's doing, because Eddie Albert, his character wants to be a farmer, and he gets the opportunity to grow crops in the village. So we'll go ahead and end it. There's only 3 votes. A little disappointing, but that's all right.
Eddie Albert would eventually retire from that and then go move to Green Acres to grow his crops.
So Kelly's Heroes is going to move on. Well, Eddie Albert, we've talked about Eddie Albert before. He was a World War II hero, basically. One of the landings, he had a little cargo boat with fuel in it.
The Pacific, you mean?
Yeah. I forget which island, if it was Iwo Jima but he basically took his little boat full of fuel and ended up going back and forth picking up wounded. So now we've got Dr. Strangelove against MASH. G-Webs.
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. Gizzard.
MASH.
MASH. Barbecue.
Major Pain.
It's not one of the choices.
Write-in vote?
No.
No? All right, Bash.
So are loser.
You say MASH?
Yes.
MASH. Oh. Well, I guess this is going to the chat. I let me get the poll going here.
You can't find that Tea House movie anywhere. At least I can't. It's not on the. I mean, without paying for it.
Fuss probably got a copy of it. It's his favorite movie.
Yeah, I have it on DVD.
Sometimes the movies that are old enough, they're in like the archives and stuff. Or wait, maybe it is the movie database. Maybe I found it. Oh no, I can only play the trailer.
So MASH versus Doctor Strangelove. Poll is up. Please vote. I don't know. I keep wanting to fix the vote just so the ties don't happen, but I have bracket integrity.
This isn't a rich fight chat. We don't alter brackets here. I'm proud of you.
So MASH is leading with 3 votes in. So we'll give it a little bit just in case anybody else wants to vote. Please vote. Yeah, for the Tea House, Glenn Ford ends up Marlon Brando's character, Sakini, he pretends to be lazy and kind of stupid, but he ends up kind of controlling everything that happens. You know, he guides all the action that goes on, which is why I would give his character a little bit of a pass, him playing in Japanese, because he doesn't make the character look stupid. Well, I mean, he plays it being stupid, but he's the smart guy controlling what's going on. And he does everything to a positive end. And he's not made up, big buck teeth and glasses and all that. He doesn't look Japanese.
They're in Japanese. I really think so.
Well, that song is about something a little different than that.
A little bit.
So it's 50-50. We've got 4. We need a 5th vote. We just need one more person to vote, and then we'll call that. Please, one more. Somebody. Help me.
What's that song supposed to be about?
Sucking yourself off.
What?
Yeah. So we'll go ahead.
I wasn't expecting.
It as I've heard, the story that I've heard is when you're trying to reach yourself, that it kind of stretches your face, and that gives you the kind of slanty eyes look. You never know, because I've heard explanations of songs, but they'll change over the year. Either they're misremembered or the original story about it wasn't the true story, so they just tell a different story. So you never know for sure, but that's the story that I had heard. Whoops. Let me get back over the bracket. Who did I say won that bracket? Who won that bracket?
What, the audience vote?
Yeah.
Going to look. Give me a second here.
The MASH and Strangelove was MASH 60, Strangelove 40.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So now the mouse that roared against Kelly's heroes. G-Webs.
Mouse.
Mouse. Gizzard.
Mouse.
Mouse. Barbecue.
Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's heroes. So I'm going to go mouse. Now we've got MASH against the mouse that roared. As our final G-Webs.
The mouse.
Mouse. Gizzard.
I don't know if I'm free to vote my conscience here or not.
You always are. You will not be punished. I want your honest opinion.
And he
I'm gonna have
says,
to go with- I have to go with MASH, although it's the only one of the two I've seen. So
I used to like when Gizzard was on the show.
We'll fondly remember Gizzard.
He was a good
Barbecue.
guy.
MASH.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I did not actually.
So I'm gonna go mouse that roared. So the final will be decided by the chat. Let me get one more poll, one last poll up here. So we've got MASH, and I'll just put mouse. MASH against the mouse. So the poll is up. Go ahead and vote. But no, Gary, I always want your honest opinion. I may not disagree. I may not agree with someone's opinion, but I want open and honest discourse. I don't want people saying things just because they think I want to hear it. So we've got MASH is ahead, 75%. Oop. It's bouncing back and forth. Give it just a little bit since it's the final.
It's crazy how lively the polls are for being this late in the night. This middle of the overnight.
So we'll give it just a little bit, but it looks like MASH is staying ahead. And we'll go ahead and end the poll, and MASH has won the military comedy bracket.
Well, it adds up. I don't think that would surprise anybody if they heard that.
I don't think so either. But thank you to everybody that voted in for the bracket there. Oh, so Mr. G-Webs, anything you got coming up?
No, thanks for hosting. Thanks for the link.
Well, I will say you had your Ask Gun Questions chat today, which happens most Saturdays about noon my time, noon Pacific. So if you have questions about guns, it's a place you can go ask your questions. It's usually gun websites and Tony Simons.
Yeah, more like just listen to me and Tony BS for 2-3 hours.
So Gizzard, what you got coming up?
Foul Territory, Monday night, 9:00 p.m. Thanks for having me.
You still doing that, Jeff?
Yeah, nothing else to do.
And barbecue.
Yo.
What you got going on?
Catching up on editing photos. With the recent developments in the West Virginia bill, with the person, the lobbyist that said that he wants to kill it or vowed to kill it. I'm going to try and keep some tabs on that. And, we might dive back into that on Thursday, see what's going on there. I think that could end up being an interesting topic. So we'll try and have a chat Thursday. That's what we'll try and do.
Yeah, if only we knew somebody who lived in West Virginia that would do video talking about this kind of topic. But,
talking about, one, the bill, two, is West Virginia CDL any good in the first place?
But he won't hear this. He won't hear this. He doesn't watch my content. So
what was that, G-Whips?
I don't think I've heard anything bad about West Virginia Citizens Defense League.
I would say the same thing. Likewise, can't really say I've heard anything good either. So
okay, valid.
So the next chat will be next Saturday, and hopefully, I got another one of those Rev Industry speed loader things, the cylinders. I got one for a J frame. So if I can get the wheel up, then I'll get a video on that. Hopefully get it out here in this coming up week. And congratulations once again to Vanessa Kitty, who won the giveaway. And I'll get your Camelback thermos cup thing sent out. It should be Monday or Tuesday. Other than that, thank you to everybody. If you watch this replay, leave a comment. Whatever we talked about, agree with, disagree with. What's your favorite comedy involving the military?
Major Payne should have won.
I read all the comments. They are always appreciated. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good rest of the night and go do something good.